actually, you said something there that's really interesting, and I think people maybe don't quite get it all the time. What is it that allows market makers like Citadel? Like, what is the mechanism by which they're able to make money off of taking the other side of every trade because of their privileges as market makers?
So Citadel is also a market maker for options, which is just like outsized returns, and 99% of options like expire worthless or right at max pain. So if a stock has a massive drop or a massive gain on news, and a market maker is going to lose a ton of money on their option side, then their market maker trading side for stocks, they will just, if the stock is too high, they will just send all of the sell orders to the lit market, dropping, 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 and then internalize all the buy orders so there's no buying pressure. It's all happening behind the scenes between other companies. And so only the sells are hitting the market over and over again, or vice versa. If something drops 25% on an earnings report, and Citadel's like, oh, we needed to go up 10%, they'll route the buy orders to the lit market and start triggering people's like limits, and then they'll just do all the sell orders internally. It's insane.
It just sounds so awful when people put it in plain terms. Every single time. And
Yeah, every single company too. It's not just GameStop and AMC and Bed Bath and Beyond. Like someone has a scandal or something like that, and their stock drops 50%. Citadel's just going to route all the buy orders there so that they don't get murdered on all the puts that just made money.
like, how long has this been the way that market makers work? Like, did market makers are they an invention of the digitization of trading?
Yeah, that was a huge part of it. Like you had to have like tons of orders come through where they couldn't really handle them just on the New York Stock Exchange or the Nasdaq Exchange, something like that. There's so many orders coming in that they needed someone to really like take the risk of these buy and sells if they had them on their books or not. And if it was realistic, nobody would probably take that gamble.
Yeah.
Um, but there's probably special things put in place with SIPC and the Fed and all this stuff. Like, if shit goes wrong, then we're going to need backup for this. We're helping you with the liquidity.
Mm.
The ridiculously crime part came when they're allowed to have separate companies that are investing billions of dollars too. They have these special rules that nobody else on earth has for trading, and they get to see all the data that nobody can see and take the other side of the trades or know exactly where it's going. They know how many sell orders are set for tomorrow's opening bell on one stock, and if it triggers something massive, then Citadel will just go into their hedge fund and buy a bunch of puts on it. Just it's ridiculous.
So is
Just a
the
money printing machine.
yeah, yeah, seemingly. I mean,
Crime.
is this basically what you think has been going on with the price suppression with GameStop over the past 2.5 years?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's just so you just think it's out and out like manipulation by people who are short on it.
Yeah, yeah, and the internalization of orders and the dark pools and all the stuff happening behind the scene on the buy side, and then GameStop's almost back down to where it was before its earnings, when it went up 50%. It's literally just a perfectly diagonal chart like this for like 2 weeks on like the 1 hour taper. It's just absolutely perfect selling. Insane.
That's crazy. So then, what do you think the reason for that is? Because so do you think is just the fact that Citadel and some others are short GameStop, or do you think that it's like a more widespread structural if this blows the whole thing might blow sort of situation?
Yeah, way more of that. Like, we have the whole world's eyes on GameStop stock now after 2021. And if the crime gets found out, then other countries will call us on our exchange and our fake shares of everything. and just wipe out the US market.
Okay,
And
so you,
so, shorts, I still think there's, I mean, an ungodly amount of shorts that never covered and they're being put through swaps and everything like that. But it's more of a systemic issue. Like, we figured out the crime. Now multiply this by every single stock that this is happening and realize that every other country probably has fake shares. We all have fake shares. They're all just numbers on a computer screen when you think about it, since they're all the actual shares are held by Seed and Co., which is another insane part of this whole saga. But I can't find a single person on earth to tell me why there's a delay in trade settling. They're just digital numbers on the screen. There's no actual shares being traded. You don't have to mail them anywhere. It's T+3, T+2, and Gary's saying they're working on a T+1 settlement. Like, what are you talking about? You send crypto across the world in seconds. And they were even doing that with fake crypto, like buying them through the exchange and stuff like that. But yet stocks can't trade without a couple of days for them to just cherry pick the highest buys to the lowest sells in the background. There's no plumbing that needs that much. It's just, you could literally send dollars on Venmo in 1 second now, but these just numbers on your screen of a ticker, you can't for days at a time because they need whatever's in the background to keep afloat.
so you don't buy, because I've heard people talk about the reason that there's a T+2 is that the plumbing, that the whole system is it's like that it's built, it's like the way they like paint the picture is that it's this house with like Wi-Fi on the top floor, right? But then as you like go down the layers, like the next thing down, you've got maybe like dial-up modem, and you get like down another floor, and you've got like a phone, and then in the basement, it's like some guy on a telegram trying to get all the information that you need for the Wi-Fi on the top, right? But through like a like that's the picture that people paint, right, when they talk about why it has to be T+2. Are you saying that's bullshit?
It's complete bullshit. When we found out that Seed & Co. has all the shares of all the companies out there, the DTC or DTCC and all of them are just like doing IOUs in circles, that literally solidified that all the shares on computers are fake. Like, you either get a certificate or go through a transfer agent, like computer share, and get real shares in your real name, or else they're all just fake IOUs. And there's no reason those IOUs can't be sent like a text message or an email.
Mm.
They're not an actual product, they're just a number on a screen with a value. They should be able to be transfer sold, bought in 100th of a second.
Mm. Hey everyone, thanks for making it right the way to the end of the podcast. I love that you tuned in this long. Do me a favor, hit subscribe, because 80% of you bastards are not subscribing, but you're watching my videos. See you next time.